I have here in front of me today the Libratone Zipp and Zipp Mini. Now, if this funky Scandinavian design looks familiar, that's because about 3 years ago, Libratone made some waves in the relatively new wireless audio world with its classic Zipp. Back then, people weren't doing much, but now the game has changed. You really gotta have something different, so it's gonna take a little bit more than a funky zipper to get you set apart. Fortunately, Libratone did that. Think kind of like Sonos, but with the battery powered. You don't have to have them plugged in, but you still get all that cool wireless multi-room functionality. Let's take a closer look. On the speaker itself is a little funky touch control. You can swirl this way to turn up the volume and go back the other way to turn it down. You can also advance track, back it up, and switch radio stations even. But honestly, you're not gonna wanna touch this. You don't need to because everything can be taken care of with the app. And the app is really what's at the heart of this whole system. It's what makes setting the speakers up super easy. It finds the speakers via Bluetooth at first and then shares your Wi-Fi information, and they're instantly connected. You can stream via Bluetooth, but if you want to do the multi-room audio thing, you're best going with Wi-Fi. And once you are set up on Wi-Fi, setting up groups of speakers is a simple drag and drop affair. They're AirPlay compatible, but you can also run, say, Spotify Connect, so you're not using your phone as a resource all the time. One of the kitschier aspects of the speaker is that you're supposed to unzip the zip and be able to change this outer shell. But the thing is, it's kind of a pain in the butt. In fact, I'm probably gonna just give up here because it's a big pain to get back on. And for me, that makes it not so convenient a feature. I mean, if it's not easy to trade out the covers, then why bother? I mean, you're not gonna change it like you do your pillowcases. The battery built into these guys will give you about 6 hours of playtime, more or less, depending on the volume. And that's great because you don't always wanna play your music in the same room all the time. Of course, you can always plug them in and run off of AC power if you want to. That portability is a nice convenience feature, but when it comes to speakers, I feel like sound always reigns supreme. And for me, the Libratone, while they do sound good, don't have the kind of sound quality to compete with Sonos. It's not nearly as balanced. There's some impressive bass coming out of the Zipp, and the Zipp Mini sounds good for its size as well, but there's something going on in the treble region that just grates me the wrong way. There's a ringing to the treble that is not at all natural, and while it doesn't show up in all types of music, anything with a cymbal or a brass instrument is going to make it really obvious. It's a personal preference, but that's what this is all about, personal preference. And for me, the Libratone is just not the right speaker. That's the only substantive negative thing I have to say though. Everything else about the speaker is awesome. So here's my recommendation. Go and check them out. Give them a listen for yourself. And if you like the way they sound, pick them up. They are one of the most convenient wireless speakers I've ever used before.